The NFL world is buzzing with unprecedented energy as news breaks out that could reshape the landscape of the league for the upcoming season. Sources are swirling with speculation, and the confirmation from Mike Tomlin has only fueled the frenzy. TJ Watt, the formidable edge rusher known for his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, is reportedly on his way to the Philadelphia Eagles. For fans of both franchises, this revelation carries a mix of shock, excitement, and disbelief, as the implications are enormous. The Steelers' locker room, long defined by Watt's intensity and leadership, is suddenly facing a seismic shift, leaving teammates and coaching staff grappling with the reality of life without one of their most dominant defenders. Meanwhile, Philadelphia supporters are already imagining the impact of integrating a player of Watt's caliber into their defensive scheme, pondering how this acquisition might translate into a more aggressive pass rush and a significant elevation of the team's Super Bowl aspirations. Analysts are speculating endlessly about the potential trades, draft picks, or financial maneuvers that could have facilitated this blockbuster move, dissecting the timing, motives, and consequences with every ounce of professional scrutiny. Rumors suggest behind-the-scenes negotiations were intense, strategic, and possibly months in the making, indicating a calculated plan rather than a spontaneous decision. As fans on social media erupt in debate, the dialogue surrounding Watt's transition grows increasingly complex, with opinions split between praise, skepticism, and cautious optimism. This moment marks a potential turning point not just for the Steelers and Eagles, but for the entire NFL, as power dynamics within the league could shift dramatically with Watt's arrival in Philadelphia. The strategic implications of this trade are staggering, prompting football analysts and casual viewers alike to dissect every nuance. TJ Watt's skill set is uniquely suited to the Eagles' defensive philosophy, which emphasizes speed, versatility, and pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Integrating Watt into this framework could result in a dramatic shift in defensive efficiency, possibly transforming Philadelphia into a team capable of dominating the league in ways previously only imagined. The Steelers, on the other hand, must now navigate a challenging scenario, recalibrating their defensive strategies and roster priorities to compensate for the absence of one of their most impactful players. Conversations across sports networks are dominated by conjecture on how Pittsburgh might fill the void, weighing the merits of internal development against potential external acquisitions. Meanwhile, Philadelphia's front office is reportedly working tirelessly to ensure a seamless transition for Watt, aiming to optimize his influence on and off the field while maintaining team chemistry. The narrative surrounding this trade has expanded beyond simple statistics, engaging fans in discussions about leadership, locker room dynamics, and the psychological impact of such a high-profile acquisition. Speculation regarding contract renegotiations, endorsements, and Watt's long-term commitment to the Eagles is also rampant, adding layers of intrigue to an already explosive situation. As insiders leak small details, the rumor mill accelerates, generating an electric atmosphere among those who follow NFL news with fervent attention, making it almost impossible to predict the true outcome or impact until the season unfolds on the field. The timing of the announcement is another facet fueling heated discussion, as it comes during a period when team dynamics are already delicate and every roster move carries amplified significance. Mike Tomlin's confirmation, brief yet loaded with meaning, has sparked endless debates about the underlying motives and the strategic calculus behind the Steelers' decision. Was this move purely financial, a reflection of Watt's personal ambitions, or part of a broader rebuilding strategy? Sports pundits and fans alike are attempting to decode Tomlin's comments, reading between the lines for subtle hints about the organization's future direction. Social media platforms have erupted into a frenzy of speculation, with trending hashtags, viral posts, and fan reactions ranging from incredulity to jubilation. Within fan communities, narratives are emerging that frame what is both a transformative force for Philadelphia and a monumental loss for Pittsburgh, creating a dual narrative that fuels endless analysis. In locker rooms and training facilities, insiders suggest that reactions have been equally polarized, with some teammates expressing excitement at the prospect of new opportunities, while others quietly lament the departure of a respected leader. The psychological dimensions of this trade are as compelling as the tactical implications, as teams must manage morale, motivation, and the intricate balance of personalities disrupted by such a high-profile transaction. Speculation continues to mount regarding how coaches will adapt their schemes, integrate new talent, and recalibrate their game plans to address the absence and presence of what in these two storied franchises. Early reactions from media insiders indicate that this trade may set a precedent for how elite defenders are valued in the NFL, potentially reshaping market expectations for future acquisitions. Analysts emphasize that Watt's skill level, combined with his proven track record of disruptive plays, establishes him as a marquee asset capable of altering game outcomes in real time. Philadelphia's management appears confident that his arrival will elevate their defensive front, instilling fear in opponents and redefining the competitive balance in the NFC East. Conversely, Pittsburgh faces the challenge of mitigating the loss without compromising team cohesion, a delicate balancing act that could dictate the trajectory of their next season. Interviews with unnamed front office personnel hint at months of complex negotiations, draft strategizing, and calculated risk-taking, underscoring the meticulous planning behind this blockbuster move. Fans are dissecting play-by-play projections, imagining how Watt's integration could shift matchups, blitz schemes, and pressure packages in ways that dramatically enhance Philadelphia's defensive versatility. The broader NFL community is equally captivated, with every team now reassessing its own roster strategies in light of the Steelers' and Eagles' bold maneuvers. As rumors swirl about potential compensatory trades or secondary acquisitions, the dialogue surrounding this deal has expanded beyond sports pages, penetrating mainstream news cycles and online forums alike, creating a pervasive atmosphere of speculation and anticipation that refuses to subside. Social media has exploded with fan reactions, memes, and speculative threads, reflecting the cultural magnitude of Watt's reported move. Twitter, Instagrilladelphia's perceived windfall. Analysts and YouTubers are dissecting game film, highlighting Watt's impact in past seasons and projecting how his presence might alter defensive alignments, quarterback pressures, and sack statistics. Podcasts are featuring extended debates, exploring the trade from multiple angles. Contract details, locker room dynamic equals in NFL memory, with ripples likely to affect narratives. Rumors surrounding Watt's potential impact on team morale and leadership dynamics are pervasive, as insiders suggest his influence extends far beyond the statistical ledger. Known for his intense preparation, vocal presence, and relentless drive, Watt has long been regarded as a locker room catalyst, inspiring teammates to elevate their game and maintain focus under pressure. The Steelers, facing his departure, are reportedly concerned about the gap left not only in talent but in leadership, prompting discussions about which players will step forward to fill the void. Philadelphia, conversely, appears eager to integrate Watt into its leadership hierarchy, envisioning a scenario where his intensity galvanizes a defensive unit already brimming with talent. Analysts speculate about the cultural adjustments required, noting that chemistry, personality alignment, and communication styles may prove as impactful as X's and O's on the field. Social media threads are filled with conjecture about how Watt's presence might influence rookies, instill accountability, and shape practice dynamics, contributing to an overarching narrative about intangible contributions. Rumors even extend to potential mentorship roles, suggesting that Watt's guidance could accelerate the development of emerging stars, fostering a legacy that extends beyond immediate performance metrics. As insiders continue to leak fragmented details, fans and analysts alike remain captivated by the interplay of talent, personality, and culture, recognizing that the story of Watt's trade is as much about leadership as it is about athletic prowess. The dialogue surrounding his transition continues to evolve, blending factual reports with speculation in a way that ensures the narrative remains both dynamic and compelling. The anticipation surrounding Watt's potential debut with the Eagles is already creating headlines, simulations, and fan projections that dominate conversations across sports media. Analysts are running hypothetical matchups, imagining scenarios where Watt's relentless pressure disrupts some of the league's top quarterbacks, potentially transforming Philadelphia into a defensive powerhouse capable of challenging even the most dominant offenses. Rumors suggest the team is experimenting with hybrid schemes designed to exploit his versatility, speed, and football IQ, maximizing the disruptive potential in both pass rush and coverage assignments. Fans are debating endlessly on forums, imagining hypothetical sack totals, forced fumbles, and pivotal plays that could define key divisional games. The Steelers' coaching staff, meanwhile, is reportedly strategizing around a defensive rebuild, considering draft prospects, position adjustments, and rotational schemes to mitigate the absence of their former star. Speculation is also rampant about how Watt's presence might influence game tempo, third down conversions, and even offensive play calling from opponents fearful of his impact. Social media influencers and YouTubers have already created detailed visual breakdowns, projecting the transformative impact of Watt's arrival while fueling discussions about the psychological edge he brings to Philadelphia. The narrative, while grounded in rumor, has taken on a life of its own, with each new tidbit feeding speculation, debate, and excitement among fans and analysts alike, creating an almost tangible sense of anticipation around the upcoming season. Insiders suggest that Watt's arrival in Philadelphia could trigger a ripple effect across the league, prompting other franchises to reconsider their roster strategies and defensive priorities. The trade highlights the high stakes involved in acquiring elite defensive talent, forcing teams to balance cap management, draft capital, and immediate performance objectives. Analysts speculate that this move may set a precedent for future negotiations, redefining how franchises value edge rushers with game-changing abilities. The Eagles' front office is reportedly focused on maximizing Watt's impact while integrating him into a team culture built on discipline, cohesion, and aggressive defense. Fans and pundits alike are dissecting the potential matchups, projecting how Watt could disrupt the rhythm of rival offenses, alter quarterback confidence, and elevate the overall defensive metrics for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, the Steelers face the complex task of reimagining their identity without Watt, balancing player development, draft strategy, and tactical adjustments to remain competitive. Rumors have circulated about complementary acquisitions, positional shifts, and innovative coaching strategies designed to fill the void and maintain Pittsburgh's defensive integrity. The broader NFL community is observing closely, understanding that the consequences of this trade may extend beyond two teams, influencing league-wide strategies, player valuation, and competitive dynamics in the years to come. Speculation is growing regarding the psychological and motivational impact of this trade on both franchises, as Watt's presence has historically altered locker room dynamics and team culture. Reports suggest that Philadelphia's defensive unit may experience an immediate boost in confidence, driven by the aura of an elite pass rusher whose reputation alone commands respect from opponents. For the Steelers, questions arise about leadership redistribution, morale maintenance, and the psychological effects of losing a player who has been a cornerstone of their identity. Analysts have been exploring historical precedents, comparing this transition to other high-profile trades, and debating how such moves have impacted team performance in both the short and long term. Social media threads speculate about locker room interactions, team bonding, and the emergence of new leaders, all contributing to a narrative that emphasizes the intangible yet profound impact of player movement. Rumors hint that coaches are considering adjustments not only in gameplay, but also in team culture, aiming to preserve cohesion, foster resilience, and maintain motivation among players. Fans are captivated by this ongoing drama, discussing every possible ripple effect while creating a rich tapestry of speculation that blends tactical analysis with human interest. The psychological dimension of this trade continues. The media frenzy surrounding Watt's move has taken on a life of its own, with sports networks, YouTubers, and social media influencers dissecting every conceivable angle. Highlight reels, predictive analytics, and breakdowns of potential defensive schemes dominate online platforms, engaging audiences in a continuous cycle of rumor, analysis, and debate. Memes and viral content underscore the emotional roller coaster experienced by fans, capturing the shock, excitement, and anticipation of witnessing a franchise-altering event. Podcasts feature roundtable discussions, live debates, and scenario-based predictions, offering deep dives into the potential implications for both Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Rumors about contract renegotiations, incentives, and off-field dynamics add complexity to the narrative, fueling speculation about what's long-term commitment and influence within the team. Analysts continue exploring the potential shifts in power balance within the NFC East, projecting how what's presence may redefine divisional rivalries and playoff trajectories. Social media platforms buzz with content ranging from fan reactions to expert analysis, creating a digital ecosystem where every rumor is amplified, dissected, and debated extensively. This media storm demonstrates how a single high-profile trade can dominate coverage, shape narratives, and influence perceptions of team strength, culture, and strategy, captivating audiences far beyond the immediate fan bases. Financial considerations are central to the narrative, as what's market value and contract details provide crucial context for understanding the strategic dimensions of the trade. Reports suggest that Philadelphia may have restructured their cap space, absorbing what's contract while maintaining flexibility for future acquisitions and extensions. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, faces the challenge of balancing financial prudence with the necessity of filling the void left by one of the league's premier defensive talents. Analysts have speculated on potential bonuses, guaranteed sums, and incentive structures designed to motivate performance while protecting team interests. Rumors suggest that these financial maneuvers required months of planning, negotiation, and creative solutions, highlighting the complexity of orchestrating a blockbuster trade in the modern NFL. Fans engage in detailed discussions about whether the trade represents a savvy financial move, a calculated risk, or a combination of both, further enriching the speculative environment. The broader implications for player valuation, contract negotiations, and team-building philosophy are also being debated, as what's move may influence how elite talent is approached in future seasons. This financial dimension intertwines with on-field considerations, emphasizing that the story is as much about strategic management as it is about athletic performance. The intricate web of economics, talent, and strategy ensures that speculation will continue well beyond the initial announcement. Rumors surrounding the tactical integration of what into Philadelphia's defense are generating endless debate among analysts and fans. Experts are speculating on positional alignments, blitz packages, and coverage schemes designed to maximize his disruptive potential. Coaches are reportedly studying film meticulously, identifying weaknesses in opposing lines, and mapping out strategies that allow what to exploit every opportunity. Fans are creating simulations, projecting sack totals, quarterback pressures, and game-changing plays that could swing critical matchups. Meanwhile, Steelers strategists are contemplating adjustments to compensate for Watt's departure, exploring rotation strategies, rookie development, and potential mid-season acquisitions. Rumors suggest that Watt's presence could redefine defensive philosophy, prompting innovation not only within Philadelphia, but across the league as opponents scramble to counter his impact. Social media discourse reflects these debates, with fans and content creators offering hypothetical scenarios, tactical breakdowns, and predictive analyses that blur the lines between speculation and strategy. Every discussion underscores the significance of Watt's athletic abilities, intelligence, and versatility, emphasizing that his transition may alter not only the fortunes of two franchises, but also influence defensive tactics across the NFL. This ongoing tactical intrigue continues to captivate audiences, fueling endless conversation and analysis in sports media circles. Discussions about the long-term consequences of Watt's move highlight the potential for sustained impact on both franchises. Analysts suggest that Philadelphia could experience a transformative shift in identity, using what is a cornerstone for building a defense-oriented culture that emphasizes pressure, disruption, and resilience. For Pittsburgh, the trade may signal a transitional phase, requiring a recalibration of team strategy, leadership distribution, and player development priorities. Rumors about subsequent trades, draft strategies, and positional adjustments suggest that what's influence may trigger a cascade of decisions affecting not just the immediate season, but multiple future campaigns. Fans are deeply engaged in speculation, debating whether the trade will yield instant dividends or necessitate patience as teams adjust to new dynamics. Media cover continues to dominate every facet of discussion surrounding Watt's trade. Analysts are projecting how his presence could influence divisional matchups, playoff trajectories, and championship aspirations, while fans eagerly await the first glimpse of his impact on the field. Rumors about coaching adjustments, defensive realignments, and locker room integration persist, fueling ongoing debate across social media, sports networks, and podcasts. The financial, tactical, and psychological dimensions intertwine, creating a multi-layered narrative that is as compelling as it is complex. Every new insight, insider report, or hypothetical scenario is dissected and discussed endlessly, reinforcing Watt's role as a transformative figure in the NFL landscape. The Steelers face a period of strategic recalibration, balancing the challenge of replacing a dominant presence with the opportunity to redefine their defensive philosophy. Philadelphia, conversely, is poised to capitalize on Watt's arrival, envisioning a season shaped by elite pass rush, enhanced defensive versatility, and renewed championship ambition. As the rumor mill continues to churn, the dialogue surrounding Watt's transition exemplifies the magnetic power of high-profile trades, illustrating how a single player can redefine narratives, reshape team identity, and captivate an entire sporting culture. This ongoing conversation ensures that Watt's move will remain one of the most discussed stories in the NFL for months, if not years, to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.